Cardi B revealed the frightening reason she needs 24/7 security for her kids. Opening hook, high-energy music intro. Good day, true believers and fellow celebrity voyeurs. Welcome back to Celebrity Broadcast, where we dissect the glittering, and sometimes genuinely terrifying, truth behind the velvet ropes. Now, let's talk about Cardi B, queen of the bop, master of the one-liner, and frankly, a woman who doesn't mince words about anything. But tucked beneath the Birkin bags, the chart-topping singles, and the glorious chaos that is her public persona, lies a reality check so jarring, it should make every headlining star pause. We're not talking about a messy breakup, a lost diamond, or even a fashion disaster. We're talking about the shocking, chilling, and absolutely necessary reason Cardi B is shelling out a king's ransom for 24/7, round-the-clock security just to keep her kids safe. Forget the usual Hollywood drama, this is a genuine, real-world horror story playing out in the high-stakes life of a global icon. Stick around, because the details Cardi dropped recently are genuinely frightening, and they reveal a dark side to superstardom that most people conveniently ignore. Quick favor, if you're loving this chaotic, rapid-fire download of celebrity truth, hit that subscribe button right now. Over 92% of viewers haven't yet. It's free. Takes a second and means the world to us. It helps us keep the cameras rolling and the tea piping hot. Thanks if you did. Now, back to the show. We have a lot of ground to cover. The price of fame, more than just designer threads. Cardi B, now a mother of 4, including the 3 kids she shares with her estranged ex, Offset, is known for her lavish lifestyle. We've seen the Instagram posts, the gifting, the pure, unadulterated flex that comes with being a megastar. She wants her kids to have everything, and let's be honest, who can blame her? But in a recent, extremely candid session on X Spaces, the digital equivalent of a public airing of grievances, but with better attendance, Cardi didn't just talk about the cute stuff. She pulled back the curtain on the actual, devastatingly high cost of raising celebrity children in a world gone digitally mad. It's not just the private tutors who probably need their own bodyguards, the exclusive schools that cost more than a small yacht, or the personal chef who caters to the very particular palates of tiny VIPs. No, those are the predictable, eye-watering expenses of the rich and famous. The real gut punch, the expense that screams danger, is the cost of safety. Cardi was in the middle of this financial smackdown with Offset, alleging that he hasn't been financially pulling his weight on the kids' expenses, and when she started listing the bills, the temperature in the room dropped faster than a bad album release. She hit him with the receipts, metaphorically speaking, saying, "A whole year straight, you have left me with the kids' bills. Y'all want to know what's the kids' bills?" Start adding. This is the kind of quote that usually just fuels gossip blogs, right? But then she dropped the security detail bombshell. This wasn't a humble brag about a private army, it was a heartbreaking necessity. The frightening threats that demand a fortress. Transition hook, from financial fuss to absolute fear. We all assume celebrities need security. That's just part of the package. It's like having a driver or needing a massive gate to keep the paparazzi at bay. It's the cost of doing business when your face is on billboards globally. But Cardi's security isn't just about deterring opportunistic autograph seekers or overly enthusiastic fans. It's a defense against something far darker, something that strikes at the very core of her existence, her children's lives. She looked directly into the digital abyss and said, referring to her eldest, Culture, "Our daughter constantly used to get threats, rape threats, death threats, so I have a security 24 hours in front of my house, which I pay as well. And you don't help with none of it." Read that again. Death threats. Rape threats. Directed at a child. This isn't a film script, this is the reality for the daughter of a globally recognized figure. The casual cruelty and utter depravity of sending such vile, targeted messages to a minor is frankly stomach-churning. It's the kind of thing that makes you want to delete the internet entirely and move into a remote, landlocked bunker. This is the terrifying downside of fame that the public rarely fully grasps. When you become a massive star, you don't just get a giant following, you also attract a tiny, toxic, and genuinely dangerous percentage of people who see you and your family not as human beings, but as targets for their own warped fantasies or sick rage. For Cardi, the threats got so persistent, so explicit, and so alarming, that the only rational response was to create a human shield around her home. That 24/7 security isn't a status symbol, it's a lifeline, a mode of trained professionals protecting against the literal worst of humanity. Think of it as putting Fort Knox around a daycare center. It's a wildly disproportionate defense, but absolutely necessary when the threats are credible and terrifyingly specific. The strict mom persona, discipline as a shield. Transition hook, from outer threats to inner strength. Now, you might think a celebrity who can afford all this protection would just let her kids run wild, buying them everything and spoiling them rotten. But Cardi B is anything but predictable. While she provides lavishly, she's also fiercely dedicated to making sure her kids aren't just rich, they're better versions of her. On the On Purpose podcast, she revealed a side of herself that's less WAP and more tough love. She's a strict mom, keeping her kids on a firm schedule because she wants them to be disciplined, resilient, and, critically, educated. This isn't about being perfect, she knows that's impossible, but it's about instilling a fierce drive and work ethic. "I want you to be smarter than me," she stated plainly. "I want you to be not perfect because you cannot make your kids perfect, and you don't want you to put pressure on your kids to be perfect, but I want you to be a 100 times better version than me, and I'm gonna instill that in you, and you're gonna be mad and you're gonna be crying, but you're gonna appreciate that one day because I wish the things that I put on my kids that somebody put in me when I was younger." That's a profound statement, isn't it? She's taking the lessons she learned the hard way, the grind, the hustle, the smart moves that got her where she is, and forcing her kids to internalize them. It's like she's building their internal fortress while the security guards stand watch over the physical one. The external threat demands the bodyguards, the internal strength demands the strict routine. Both are about survival in a brutal industry. It's a dual-pronged defense system, bulletproof vests, and a brilliant mind. She's not just shielding them from the outside world, she's equipping them to conquer it. The ongoing harassment and the boyfriend drama. Transition hook, the perpetual pillage of privacy. Just when you think the drama has peaked the threats, the custody battle life throws another curveball, specifically in the form of a new co-parenting situation, which, naturally, got dragged into the public eye. Cardi recently welcomed her fourth child, her first with a new partner, the NFL star Stephon Diggs. And almost immediately, the toxicity ramped up again, fueled by public speculation and a seemingly tone-deaf social media post. Offset appeared to post an Instagram story that, well, rubbed Cardi the wrong way, seemingly referencing the new baby by saying, "My kid lol." Now, whether that was meant as a genuine claim, a joke, or just a poorly timed comment, Cardi's reaction was one of genuine alarm and distress, proving that the constant public harassment is taking a severe toll. She took to X, formerly Twitter, and lashed out, expressing the deep, gnawing fear she's been living with. "You'll be thinking it's so funny and it's not," she wrote. "It's been over a year and I'm still being harassed and threatened to the point that I feel like my life is in danger. It's all fun and games until it's too late." Let's dissect this. She's a multimillionaire, a global star, yet she feels her life is in danger. This isn't melodrama, this is the reality of sustained, targeted online harassment bleeding into the real world. That security isn't just a perimeter around her daughter, it's a desperate necessity for her entire family's well-being. The public often sees the headlines and the feuds as entertainment, a perpetual, glittering soap opera. But for Cardi, every public move, every comment, every new relationship, seems to trigger a fresh wave of threats and alarming behavior. The star tax, a dark Hollywood reality show. What's the real takeaway here? Cardi B's decision to hire 24/7 security for her kids isn't a celebrity extravagance, it's a heartbreaking necessity born from the frightening reality of modern fame. When your profile reaches a certain height, the admiration is immense, but the threat landscape completely changes. It's a star tax that no one signs up for, the fee being your family's absolute, total privacy and safety. It serves as a stark reminder that behind the catchy tunes and the glamorous red carpet looks, these celebrities are parents grappling with unimaginable stress. They have to explain to their children why there are armed people standing guard outside their home every single day. They have to live with the fear that an online threat could become a devastating reality. Cardi B is doing what any good parent would do, only her version of a neighborhood watch costs millions and involves ex-special forces operatives. She's fighting fire with fire, or rather, fighting digital malice with physical protection, and frankly, she deserves every ounce of peace that money can buy for her family. This story isn't just about Cardi B's bills, it's about the terrifying vulnerability that comes with living life in the constant, unforgiving spotlight. And it makes her dedication to raising disciplined, intelligent kids even more poignant. She's preparing them for a world that has already proven it wants to tear them down. That's all for today's deep dive into the shocking reality of A-list parenting. Thank you for tuning in.